just take time and down through my cough every time I say a little prayer for you. Forever, you stay in my heart and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. I'll love you together. That's how it must be to live without you would only mean heartbreak for me. I say a little prayer for you. I say a little prayer for you. Forever, you stay in my heart and I will love you forever and ever. We never will part. I'll love you together. That's how it must be to live without you would only heartbreak for me. My darling, believe me, for me there is no one but you. Please love me too. I'm in love with you. Answer my prayer. Say you love me too. Why don't you answer my prayer? You know every day I say a little prayer. I say.
Buying or selling gold or silver? Deal with the company that has a solid reputation. Regal Bullion. Trading for over 40 years and primary distributor for the Perth Mint. Regal Bullion. 0800 881 888.
Join the fight against prostate cancer with Storage King this September. With every extra large packing carton and carrying carton sold, Storage King will donate $1 to Blue September. StorageKing.co.nz. The Kings of Storage, Moving and more.
John, do you know what'd be good?
What?
One forklift company to handle all my needs. New, second-hand and rental forklifts, big, small, electric, LPG and diesel, with backup parts and service I can rely on.
Mike, you should give Crown a call.
What do you mean?
Crown can help with all that and more.
Crown, the one and only call to make for all your material handling needs.
There is nothing like Crown.
Check it out at crown.com or call 0800 802 002. No risk, no worries.
Avalon Waterways is luxury river cruising like no other. Experience the widest views from their award-winning panorama suites. Take your pick of active discovery and classic excursions each day. Indulge in daily menus of mouthwatering cuisine and regional wines. Avalon Waterways, cruising elevated. Visit avalonwaterways.co.nz or see your travel agent. That's avalonwaterways.co.nz.
COVID is still doing the rounds in New Zealand. The good news is there's a powerful way to protect yourself and your loved ones. The COVID vaccine is free and recommended if you're 65 or over, as long as you haven't had the vaccine or COVID in the last 6 months. To book your vaccine, visit bookmyvaccine.nz or call the vaccination helpline on 0800 28 29 26 now.
Is your bank making life difficult? Do you have a sound property development but can't fund it? Have you bought a house but you haven't sold yours yet? Do you want to buy a business or consolidate some debts? If you have 25% equity in your property, I can probably help you. I'm Ian Woods of Ian Woods Mortgages. Getting the money you need is what I do. I can give you an indication immediately after our first discussion. Call me now on 021 82 82 40 or visit ianwoodsmortgages.co.nz.
In Auckland on 89.4, this is News Talk ZB. New Zealand's #1 commercial radio station. This is News Talk ZB News.
It's 10 o'clock, I'm Malcolm Jordan. Fonterra's just delivered some good news for farmers. It's just released its annual results. Business reporter Michael Sergel runs through the numbers.
The dairy giant's returning a 55-cent total dividend for the past financial year and a final farmgate price of $7.83. It's forecasting earnings of 40 to 60 cents per share for the current year and raising its forecast farmgate midpoint from $8.50 to $9. Fonterra boss Miles Hurrell says global dairy prices are rising while international supply remains constrained.
A show of support for a capital gains tax from the boss of our biggest bank. ANZ Chief Executive Antonia Watson says while she isn't jumping for joy about the prospect of a capital gains tax, the time has come to introduce one. She says it would be a fair way to tax people who are investing in housing to get a capital gain. But Watson has told RNZ the tax shouldn't be levied on unrealised gains and is warning there will be compliance costs. The Public Service Association has barred media from attending a key speech at their annual conference by Nicola Willis. The Public Service Minister was expected to be given a frosty reception after ordering thousands of government job cuts and a new work-from-home ban. Despite this, PSA officials won't let media in to listen. But before the speech, Willis told media standing outside her message would be frank.
Why we as a government are focusing on really driving performance against targets, and also what that means as we go into collective bargaining, the restraint that we're feeling across the public sector.
The government's granting an extension to give commercial fishing vessels more time to install cameras. They'll be given an extra 3 months to follow the rules. Oceans and Fisheries Minister Shane Jones is also considering changing discard rules so fishers can return their catch to the water as long as they take it out of their quota. At the moment, all catch has to be brought to land. CrowdStrike has told US lawmakers it's deeply sorry for the global IT outage in July. The cybersecurity firm has appeared in Congress over the outage, which halted operations of hospitals, airports, payment systems, and personal computers. It says the incident was caused by an update to its Falcon sensor software, which is meant to detect cybersecurity threats. Executive Adam Myers says they're determined to prevent this from happening again.
I can assure you that we continue to approach this with a great sense of urgency. I want to underscore that this was not a cyber attack.
Discussions on New Zealand's stake in a premium beef market are heating up in Christchurch. Canterbury University Research hopes to understand what changes are needed to advance the country in the Wagyu beef industry. It takes 3 years to be able to sell meat from specially bred Wagyu cattle compared to 1 year for a normal cow. Senior lecturer Dr. Anna Earle says farmers need to be supported to tap into the market.
Support infrastructure to actually help small to medium enterprises to engage in high-end produce and help them internationalise.
Volunteers from around the world have spotted dozens of humpback whales in Kaikoura as part of its annual whale count. The Great Kaikoura Whale Count looks at how many humpback whales are migrating between feeding grounds near Antarctica and ones in a more tropical climate. 51 whales were sighted over a 2-week period.
To News Talk ZB Sport, another demonstration in the art of gung-ho introspection from the White Ferns despite enduring a 10th straight T20 cricket defeat. Australia have chased 147 to win by 5 wickets with 5 balls to spare in Brisbane to complete a 3-0 series rout. Captain Sophie Devine's focused first on a career best 53 from opener Georgia Plimmer in her 31st match.
We've seen the potential in the nets, we've seen the hard work that she's put in behind the closed doors, so for her to get the reward today against, again, a top quality Australian side, hopefully that sets her on her way.
As well as off-spinner Eden Carson, who finished with figures of 2 for 29 from her 4 overs.
To get out Beth Mooney, one of the best players in the world, and really set the standard for us, I thought, in that power play. You know, when you've got Australian batters coming at you hard, the way that she was able to control her line and length and her pace as well, I think it shows some real positive signs for us.
New Zealand now turn their attention to the World Cup next month in the UAE. The last time they progressed beyond the group stage at the T20 edition was 4 tournaments ago in 2016. Wallabies lock Lukan Salakaia-Loto has turned his attention to the return dead rubber Bledisloe Cup test against the All Blacks on Saturday. New Zealand haven't won in Wellington since 2018 and are under scrutiny after almost throwing away a 21-point lead in Sydney last weekend. Salakai Loto knows where the pressure lies.
All Blacks in New Zealand, they're a world-class outfit, and I don't know how many times we have to keep repeating it, but we've got to be good enough on the day to win, and so that's on us.
International rugby coverage with Access Solutions, elevating you and your business to a higher level. And Hamad Al-Balawi, the head of Saudi Arabia's 2034 World Cup football bid, claims his country will welcome all visitors if they're successful. Al-Balawi claims their pitch to host the 48-team showpiece has nothing to do with sports washing their human rights record. FIFA will reveal the winner at their Congress on December 11. I'm Andrew Alderson, and that's News Talk ZB News and Sport with Roof Buddy, delivering multiple competitive quotes, hassle-free. It's 10:05.
News Talk ZB Auckland. Time saver traffic.
Get expert advice from Rosine. Good morning. Still issues north of Auckland with the road closure on Old State Highway 1 between Mahurangi West Road and Hungry Creek Road. The main problem is that the road is closed close to Puhoi, which means you can drive all the way from Warkworth and then be forced to turn back around. So do be warned. Need help with your decorating? Ask the paint and colour experts at your Rosine Colour Shop. Tim Roxburgh for Time Saver Traffic.
News Talk ZB Weather Watch 24/7 with Panasonic's kitchen range, hobs, ovens and dishwashers for any Kiwi kitchen. For the Monaco and Waitemata harbours, a southwesterly of 15 knots, easing back to 10 this afternoon. Hauraki Gulf, southwest 20, easing to 15 this morning, and then to 10 this evening. Strong wind advisory, Breamhead to Cape Colville, a sou'wester up to 55, easing back this morning. The next high tide for Auckland is 1 o'clock this afternoon, and for Onehunga, it's 4 o'clock this afternoon. Fine for Auckland today, apart from morning cloud, fresh southwesterlies easing back this morning. High of 16 today, dropping back to 9 tonight. Cloud clearing and becoming fine tomorrow morning. Westerlies turning northerly in the evening, and a high of 18 degrees forecast for tomorrow, rain Friday. Right now, 15.
Have your say on the big stories of the day. It's Kerry Woodham Mornings with pinnaclelife.co.nz. Easy online life insurance. News Talk ZB.
News Talk ZB. It is 10:07. Kerry Woodham with you through until midday. 0800 80 10 80 is the number to call. You can text me 9292 ZBZB. And if you want to drop me a line, you can do that too. Kerry at newstalkzb.co.nz. We've been talking the rising violence in public transport and what to do about it. I think proactively, safety in numbers, right? The more people that are on trains, the more people on buses, the less likely the aberrant amongst us are to perform, to have a go. Because ultimately they are bullies. They will do it if they think they can get away with it. If sufficient people are there to stand up to them, their behaviour will stop. But there needs to be sufficient people there. I think one-on-one can be risky. And yes, there are brave people who will do it, and good on them. But I can understand why people might not. So safety in numbers. The bus drivers having the retrofitted safety shields, good. I'm sad that they're now not challenging fare evaders, because that just means people are getting away with it and allowed to do it, and bad behaviour is being rewarded. But at the same time, you want the drivers to be able to go home to their families, so I can understand why that is being done. Somebody else says we need to implement facial recognition, ensure that every single person is in the system. If China can do it with 1.4 billion people, it should be easy here to create a safe and free society. Otherwise, we go down the USA direction and their version of freedom to commit crime. Society awash with drug, racism, guns, with the highest incarceration rates in the world. Another says put facial recognition cameras or signs on buses and trains, then let police deal with them later. You won't know if the cameras are there or not, says BJ. Funny you should mention that, because the facial recognition trials in supermarkets, at 25 supermarkets, has reduced crime and prevented more than 100 serious physical and verbal assaults, according to Foodstuffs. New World and Pack and Save stores installed the technology over the past 6 months. It scans shoppers' faces and identifies previous offenders who are monitored or told to leave. Early results from the trial's independent evaluator found it stopped about 130 serious assaults and cases of verbal abuse. How do you do that? Good question. It compared the amount of attacks and harassment with the number of historical cases in those stores and with stores not trialling the tech. Retail crime had reduced 8% quarter on quarter across all Foodstuffs North Island stores, with 4,710 incidents reported between April and June. So when the 25 stores introduced the facial recognition cameras, there were 1,747 alerts of previous offenders. Is that 1,747 different offenders? Or is that the same offender a few times? Because that just horrifies the living daylights out of me. Again, I am stunned and surprised. Anonymous texter, send another text, because I am stunned that it's about 1,747 if they are all unique offenders. That's only in 25 stores. And only over a matter of months, 6 months. And there are 1,747 previous offenders. So